According to Aristotle's hylomorphism, substances are complex objects and consist of hyle, the Greek for matter, and morphe, the Greek for form. So in the case of the Ship of Theseus, the matter is wood and the form is that of a ship. Aristotle assumed that for something to persist over time, something must exist continuously through the change. He conceived of persistence, more specifically, as a continuity of matter through a change in form. According to endurantism, objects persist over time by surviving time and again, where survival amounts to strict numerical identity over time. At each time of their existence, objects are completely present. The main problem for endurantism is the problem of temporary intrinsics. Consider David Lewis, who is standing and so has a straight shape at T1, and who is sitting and thus has a bent shape at T2. But if David Lewis is completely present at T1 and completely present at T2, his shape cannot be both straight and bent. According to perdurantism, objects do not only have spatial parts but also temporal parts or stages. So just as most persons have a left arm and a right arm as different spatial parts, they have their childhood, their adolescence, etc. as different temporal parts or stages. Now, according to perdurantism, objects and persons survive by having different temporal parts at different times. Note that there is no numerical identity between the temporal parts or stages. Rather, just as an object is an assembly of different spatial parts, it is an assembly of different temporal parts. Just as your left arm is not identical to your right arm, your childhood is not identical to your adolescence, and you are the complete package, the assembly of all your spatial and temporal parts. Another name for perdurantism is the worm view, because it conceives of objects as four-dimensional space-time worms that are not only extended over space, but also over time. Perdurantism isn't very successful in dealing with the Ship of Theseus. Since the space-time worm bifurcates, the perdurantist has to conceive of the original ship as already two ships. One ship that has the replaced ship as a later temporal part, and another ship that has the reassembled ship as a later temporal part. Finally, let's consider exdurantism, also known, for reasons that will be revealed shortly, as the stage view, according to which an object is a temporary stage and persists with temporary stages. You are, for instance, the material object you are now with all its current properties. And earlier stages and later stages, presumably with different properties, are your temporal counterparts. Furthermore, exdurantism claims that it depends on the context to which stage a name like the Ship of Theseus refers. Interestingly, one of the advantages of exdurantism is that at any stage there will only be one Ship of Theseus.